because I didn't know if Janet Castles would serve out her full term or decide to truncate her term, and she determined that she had had enough. I think she had a tough go with COVID, and then staying fully staffed, and it was really difficult to move as many cases as she would want to. But I think she did an admirable job given the cards she was dealt with COVID, et cetera. The appointment process actually went quicker than I thought it would. I went to Austin Friday and interviewed with the head of appointments and with a associate general counsel for Governor Abbott, who's in charge of criminal law matters and advises him on criminal law matters. And I had initially understood that I would interview with them and then ultimately with the governor, but they happily told me that no, that he had indicated that he would trust their judgment and decide based on whatever they thought. And so I felt like the interview went well, and surprisingly, we got an appointment pretty quickly, given that today is Tuesday, and I'd met with those individuals on Friday.
And so now going in, kind of what are the first things will you plan on doing?
Sure. Well, the first thing you do, or I will do, is assess the current cases. We want to try to figure out how many folks we have in jail with pending cases and how to move those cases the most quickly, obviously. If you've got somebody in jail, they need a determination of their guilt or innocence so they can either, move on in the judicial process or be released, right? So my understanding is that we have a fairly large population of felony defendants that we need to get through the system.
And I know this isn't like an overnight, decision for you to make.
Sure.
So why do you do this? Why did you, want to take place in office, and why do you care?
Sure. I'd been an assistant DA in Houston for about 5 years toward the end of my career, and then 3 years as an assistant DA here in Lufkin. There was a difficult capital murder case involving a nurse who had injected bleach into the dialysis lines of 10 of her patients, killing 5 and harming 5 others, we alleged. And so I assisted on that capital murder trial. Clyde Harrington was a high school friend. He knew of my background from defending hospitals, doctors, and nurses in my earlier career, and thought I'd be useful on the prosecution team of that case. So he convinced me to come on to the Angelina County DA's office in 2011. I was planning to help my dad on our cattle ranch, but I thought it'd be interesting to try the case with him and kind of reacquaint myself with people in Lufkin, and as opposed to being cloistered on a ranch about 20 miles out of town. So luckily my dad was nice about it, said yes, go do that, and I got the opportunity to work here in Lufkin as an assistant DA. Loved that, but eventually did need to go help my dad on the ranch, so did so in 2014. We both eventually got tired of cattle and all the work that is involved, and so we ended up selling our cattle to a friend who also leases our place now, and that gave me the opportunity to get back in law again.
My last question for you, what do you want to tell the community?
Sure. Well, I guess I would say your DA's office is in good hands. We are going to look after our victims. We want to know your thoughts, both as to punishment and as to whether there's any restitution, any compensation that you're due because of the crime that was committed against you. We are going to look out for the safety of our citizens. And yet, we're also going to try to find, if they're defendants, we can help with probationary terms, be it drug treatment or counseling for assaultive behavior vis-a-vis family members. We think that, or I think that there are people that are helpable.